Well, you've seen expectations for both DuckTales and the Owl House, so today we will finally be covering what to expect in the next season of Amphibia. By now, I'm sure that you've all heard of Matt Braley's tweet over a month ago assuring that news for Amphibia is soon to come. But not only that, we've been given shorts over the past few weeks, and this is also a great sign of its return potentially coming very soon. Plus, marketing-wise, this is Disney's way of expressing their faith in the show, much like how they would produce shorts for the Owl House and Gravity Falls. And so now that I've given you that slither of hope, I believe it is time to roll that intro. Alright, now first things first is one of the most significant elements within the show itself, which is what exactly activates the Calamity Box, and what do the 3 gems represent. And as many have already noticed, the Season 2 poster revealed potential key hints on what it may be. With Marcy at the top shown in a background in blue, Sasha's is red, while Anne is shown to be surrounded by predominantly green-like environments. In theory, these were nearly the exact same colors displayed onto the once colorful music box that brought them into this world in the first place. However, notice how I said that these colors were nearly exact. Within Sasha's background, for example, it evidently seems to be redder than the Calamity's more purplish tint. This could be due to a number of things, whether it be because it perhaps actually doesn't represent the trio, the stones are powered by something else, or heck, the purple actually does represent Sasha, and if anything, it shows off both her royalty and confidence, especially the first part. Because when Sasha was brought into the land of Amphibia, she was a literal prisoner, but somehow managed to side with the Toads and live an easier life of luxury. And definitely get your hopes up for this season because it was revealed in a panel back in August of last year.
We are really excited about Season 2 because there are some big changes in store. Anne and her adoptive frog family are leaving the confines of Wartwood and hitting the road. They're going to be traveling to a bunch of different towns and meeting a lot of strange new characters as they try and find a way for Anne to find her friends and get back home. We're also going to be delving deeper into the mystery and lore of the Calamity Box. And we're going to be answering some questions, and we've seen those questions in the comments. So we're very excited to be working really hard on Season 2 for you.
Awesome, and that's going to be coming out next year. We're really excited to go on this road trip with you guys, and I hope you're as excited to explore Amphibia as we are to create it.
And don't think I forgot about Hop Pop secretly bearing the Calamity Box after the events of what transpired in episode 16's Bizarre Bazaar. But even before doing this, he also was shown researching about it and supposedly uncovered a shocking revelation within the 7th episode. And within that same book, it looks as if the Calamity Box may have been so dangerous to the point where animals were infected by its powers, or maybe even specifically frogs themselves. Another mystery that can be well overlooked is the lore behind Sprig and Polly's actual parents. One can only assume that Hop Pop's wife is now deceased due to old age or possibly something else, but when it comes down to Sprig's parents, the show hasn't even mentioned them as far as I know. Yet since episode 1, we're just all presented with the notion that Hop Pop takes care of them both. And in speaking of the Planner's family, what exactly do we know about the family in general? Within the episode about a trip to the archives, we never truly explored in deep inside the library. Instead, we were given a slight teaser of what all could be discovered inside due to Sprig putting a stop to everything by trapping everyone inside. And due to the archives potentially being centuries old, one can only imagine what information can be found, like the Planter's family lineage, for example. I'm sure that something as significant as a giant library isn't something that won't be utilized anytime soon within the show, plus this could also be used to find out even more about the Calamity Box. We were also told for this season of Amphibia to expect more adventures outside of Wartwood, discovering new towns and meeting new creatures while on their journey to getting Anne back home. Other creatures can be found in ponds that I'm sure we may be presented with in the future include animals like water scorpions, snapping turtles, copepods, and more. And within that archives episode, the original plan was to find out more information on the different species before heading out beyond the valleys. Let's just hope they do so in time, or else Anne may have to wait another few months before attempting to leave again. It's possible that on their way there, they may even stumble upon Marcy this time instead, and I personally believe that she will be located somewhere around here near Bog Bottom. bottom or Lily Paddington over the valley. Plus, it's also possible that these gems could have also been great indicators of where exactly each friend was transported to into the land of Amphibia. And so, if my assumptions from earlier were correct, then that would mean that the green gem at the bottom right represents Anne and Wartwood. The purple one stands for Sasha, where she's located here near the forest next to Grimes' castle, and of course Marcy must be surviving on her own and potentially bog bottom. Also, what type of a character is Marcy exactly? Sure, we know that Marcy helped Sasha get Anne into doing certain things, but we still don't have enough to show exactly what type of a person she is. For all we know, she could be like Anne, who was only following whatever commands Sasha gave out, because honestly, I can't imagine Sasha allowing anyone to try and dominate her. Another thing about this poster that's extremely noticeable is Sasha's new armory as opposed to how she was in the season 1 finale. Instead of the plain old brown apparel from before, she's now wearing red armory being shown in front of Grime and his soldiers, as well as the same blood red moon from all of those other episodes. And notice that the concept artists purposely show her recent cut from the finale when Anne first attacked her, so this could be the writer's way of expressing that she will be back working as one of Grimes' high commanders, despite the fact that she seemed to nearly reform towards the end. Plus, notice that the armor also now has a symbol. This may be for an even more powerful position than what she had before, but then again, the only other position higher than one of Grimes' commanders is maybe an assistant or leader as a whole. Although, I'm sure that Grime wouldn't be willing to give her his title as Commander-in-Chief that easily, unless she somehow manages to prove herself in an even more egregious way. It wouldn't be outlandish to assume that in the end, Sasha will betray Anne or maybe even Marcy for that matter, or something else similar to that. But hey, what can I say other than it's just a theory? Hopefully we should be hearing more on Amphibia soon in July, since I really don't see the second season coming out later than August, but I could be wrong. This has been your amazing theorizing host, The Next Big Thing, and I will catch ya all in the next one. Peace!